Yo, what is going on, Steeler Nation? Welcome back to the Steel Factory podcast. This is episode 418, I believe. My name is Rion. I'm joined by my co-host Junior today.
What's up? What's up?
All right, week 8 preview. Damn, we're like halfway now, right?
I know, it's crazy.
Week 8 preview. Steelers Monday night versus the New York Giants. First impressions, go.
This is a game we should win, but it's another classic Tomlin game. We'll see if we can do it. That's the big thing.
Yeah, I mean, what are you? I think I locked in -6.5 yesterday. Little early. I wanted to get a parlay in with Pitt, so I mean they fucking play like 3 days apart, which is bullshit. A Thursday and then a Monday swing. Hopefully they get the field looking good in time though, at least. But yeah, like -6.5, and then I think the spread was, or the over under was 36. That's easy to take, right? We'll get into that.
I think so.
But yeah, man. Again, really favorite at home. That's really my point right now. Big favorites at home. Gotta hope we lock it down. Monday night, bringing out the color rush. Excited about that. Russell Wilson. I think it's just business as usual now. He's the full-time starter. Don't got to worry about that or have any question marks about that early on in the week. And the Giants are just a struggling team, right? I mean, everyone in that city kind of hates Daniel Jones right now. They really don't know what they're doing. But they got some guys at receiver, right? Malik Neighbors and who else?
They got Wan'Dale Robinson, Darius Slayton.
Are we getting Slayton?
I don't know. I hope we get Slayton. I think he would be nice on this team. I think I think we need wide receiver help. You know, we had like, I guess maybe before getting into like the game, we could talk about like we're probably not getting Cup anymore. That was like a pretty short-lived 2-day kind of news.
Thank you
cycle.
as your time as a Steeler. Cooper Cup. Yeah, everyone thought the Rams were selling, and then they just whooped the Vikings last night.
Yeah, I think maybe if the Vikings like fucking whooped them or something, but it looks like the Rams, they busted out like, you know, their guys. They brought Puka out, they brought Cup out. Even if it was only for like 60% of the snaps, and you know, apparently when Cup, Puka and Stafford are all on the field, or when Kyron are all on the field, they have the best offense in the league, just like off pure numbers. And so they still got it. So I don't think we're getting Cup. I don't know if he was ever actually for sale, or if that was just kind of like a rumor mill type of thing that got out of the control. But Cup, the dream is dead.
Yeah, pretty much. I don't know. I mean, it would have been sweet. Definitely is if the price is right, you know, because of his age and injury history. But I know we just got to move forward. I know we've been talking about this wide receiver thing pretty much since the beginning of the year, because that was probably the next move after not landing Ayuk at the end of the preseason. We knew we'd have to get some guy at the deadline, and deadline's like less than 2 weeks away, I want to say. And we're seeing every other team make moves, so it's like, are we just sitting tight? Are we actually like losing out on all these guys? I knew the Browns weren't going to deal with us, and it seemed like Devontae was just going to go to Aaron Rodgers no matter what. But I mean, you saw DeAndre Hopkins go to the Chiefs for like what, nothing, a fourth.
Yeah, and we got the Rooney Mara connection, so maybe get Darius Slayton on the cheap. I think he's kind of like the odd one out in that wide receiver room. He's always been good, but it seems like they really don't have they don't want anything to do with him, even though he's always performed pretty well. Maybe it's because he's like from the previous regime. I'm not super sure, honestly, but you know, they're leaning on Wan'Dale Robinson and Malik Neighbors, you know, to be their guys going forward, even though Darius Slayton definitely still has, you know, some juice.
Yeah, and then we heard about Mike Williams probably being the odd man out in New York, the Jets. I mean, we'll see how that goes down. I know there was one rumor where they were like, yeah, the Jets and Steelers put trade talks on pause as they get ready for the game this weekend. Haven't really heard any follow-up from that. So, I don't know. That's really the updates on the trading situation from what we've heard. We'll see if any new names float around this next week. But yeah, that seems pretty much it. Anyways, back to the Giants, right? Daniel Jones.
Yeah, I think
How's their
apparently
how's their line first of all? Because
their
that's really where
offensive line.
that's how we're gonna eat. You know, TJ,
I'm
Alex
not
I. Smith.
I'm not super sure how good their offensive line is. But I do know that last week they got absolutely wrecked by the Eagles, 28-3. They ended up benching Daniel Jones at near the end of the game. Now, uh, you know what? Actually, Daniel Jones, he got wrecked. His line was terrible last week, and the Eagles' defensive line is nothing special. So,
Yeah, they've definitely
uh,
lost some guys.
uh, so I like he was getting absolutely pummeled back there. Now that I remember like a couple talking points in like a random podcast I listened to, he was getting absolutely pummeled back there. And they were mentioning how he got benched, and and when they asked Daniel Jones about like, oh, why'd you get benched? How do you feel about getting benched? Or how do you feel about being the starter going forward? He was like, you know what, Brian Daboll's a coach. He can put in whoever he wants, you know.
That's such a
And like,
pathetic response.
no, but yeah, and they were just mentioning how like, bro, like if you're Brian Jones and you're getting wrecked out there the way that
Daniel
you are,
Jones.
or
Daniel
yeah,
Jones.
Daniel
Brian
Jones,
Daboll's the coach, right?
yeah, yeah. Brian Daboll's a coach. Daniel Jones is their like crappy quarterback. Like if you're
Yeah.
Daniel Jones and you're getting wrecked back there the way that you are, like of course you're not gonna really mind taking taking a couple games off because they're kind of treating him pretty badly. Just like from some of the games that I've watched with him, and it's not a whole lot. I've seen him make like a few runs where it's like a design quarterback run, and they're just fucking running him down the middle, bro. And like
Damn.
they're letting him take hits. Like they don't care if he gets hurt. That's at least what it looks like. They're running him like a running back almost, and usually if it's a design quarterback run, it's it's towards the outside, or it gives them a chance to like just kind of slide. But no, Daniel Jones is going out there, and he's taking the full brunt of those tackles.
Yeah, he seems like a mean. He should stand his ground. He's sounding like a mean coach is right kind of guy, huh?
Yeah, yeah. I guess.
Coach is
I
right,
guess.
guys. Fuck, they're 2-5. I just had to look that up really quick. I forgot what the record was. But yeah, and then on the other side of the ball, you just kind of hope Russ builds on what happened last week, shakes off the rust even more. And how's their defense?
The Giants defense, it's actually pretty solid. Their secondary is decent. It's their front line that's really good. It's Dexter Lawrence and Brian Burns that are generating just tons of pressure. So that is kind of scary for someone for someone like us, where our line has a big gaping hole on the right.
Yeah.
Uh, and almost what some people would consider a turnstile for a right tackle. So that's the issue. So and I think that's Brian Burns' side. I'm not super sure, but that's what's going to be interesting. I think what is promising though is that um, you know Russ played pretty well when he was under pressure. He was able to get the ball out of his hand pretty quickly, and into like some really good like yards after catch opportunities, right? Like he had that one throw to Fryermuth,
Amazing. That's what
where
we've been missing though. Like
exactly like
yards
where he
after
came in,
catch and extension plays
yeah,
from the
like he
pocket.
came in on like a crossing route, and the defender was right in Russ's face, and Russ did it. He took like a little step to get his angle right and like change his arm angle, and he hit Fryermuth with like a really accurate ball, right in stride, and it led to like a really nice like I want to say like maybe 15-yard gain, almost off of nothing. But like that's the sort of stuff we've been missing because with Fields, that same exact play, he might get sacked, he'll throw it away, or if he does get the ball off, it's not a super accurate ball. He might get it to Muth, and Muth might have to like stop, and it'll be like a 2-yard gain, right? So like it's stuff like that with Russ that I think is more promising and gives us more just a higher ceiling in general. So I'm not super worried about the Giants defense. I think like I'm looking at their schedule right now. They do give teams like some problems, and they have been able to like stay in games. Like they beat the Seahawks like 29-20, just
Yeah.
like at the beginning of October. That's not that long ago. And they beat the Bengals 17-7, and the Bengals were having so much trouble against them. The Eagles stomped all over them, so I'm sure, but the Eagles did come off of a bye, so we'll see like we'll see like how much of a factor that was. I think on offense, the Giants are going to be kind of interesting. They got Tyrone Tracy. He's like a former wide receiver turned running back. So he's going to be really nice in the pass game. The Giants kind of know that their line is dog shit, and what they do is they rely a ton on like short, quick passing game.
And that's what always gets
Uh,
us running backs out of the backfield. I've noticed
yeah,
when we blitz
we
heavy,
do
or
have a
we
lot
don't
of
even
trouble on
blitz
that.
though. We don't even blitz though. We just get to the passer early, and then um, if the quarterback can find his outlet, that guy's going at least 10 yards.
Yeah, so I mean, I think what is kind of what I've noticed lately though with like Patrick Queen and Peyton Wilson is they're pretty quick laterally. They're really fast
They're good
laterally.
at
So
tracking that. Yeah, a lot
yeah,
better than
so
recent years.
yeah, so usually we've had a lot slower linebackers back there. And then if they have to get over to the side of the field laterally, to get a running back on an outlet kind of pass, we get burned on that kind of stuff really often, or we used to. And I think lately we've been able to kind of like keep a real lid on that. But like obviously they're still gonna get those passes. It's still gonna be like and basically like an extension of the running game right there, right? Like just an example of like how this offense functions is Wan'Dale Robinson. He leads the league in targets. He
Shit,
leads the league in he leads the league in targets, but he's like 45th in yards, right?
they're
So
not going
it's
deep,
that
basically.
exactly like I've seen Giants fans talk about this offense like it's 3rd and 7 and they throw it to Wan'Dale Robinson and it'll get you 6. Like that's like they're very very disappointed. Not disappointed, but um because I think from the vibe I'm getting from Giants fans is they want to lose. They want to get rid of Daniel Jones. They want to like, basically stim away this season and get to the part to where they draft a quarterback. Um
So we're playing a team that's tanking, right? That's like my worst nightmare. Um,
Essentially, yeah.
we'll see. I thought Dayball was good though, right? I mean, he went in there and they won. Did they win the division? They were in the playoffs at least, right? Was it like 2022?
Yeah, Daboll won them a playoff game. He got Daniel Jones that contract. They were um Daniel Jones was like on the last year of his rookie contract and and Dayball fucking fixed him and he got him this extension that has been a huge mistake.
Yeah,
But like Dayball's obviously like a good offensive coach. It's just like Daniel Jones is terrible. The Giants are like rebuilding and stuff, and they're like going through like a transition phase.
yeah.
Where they're just kind of building up talent at skill positions, right? Like Neighbors, absolute monster of a wide receiver, super explosive. Like what they do with him is just like super short yard passes, but then just expect him to like, create enough separation to create yards after the catch, after those short yards. So he's definitely, a real talent right there.
Yeah. Any other points on this matchup right here? I guess what do you look? What individual matchup are you looking at? Are you looking like at George Pickens on one of their DBs? I guess we're looking at Neighbors versus Joey Porter, right? Or
I'm looking at Neighbors and Joey Porter. Like
yeah,
that's something I'm really interested in. I think that's gonna be like another real test for him. Um but I'm also really interested in like and just to see why, he's been not quiet, but he hasn't, been padding up, like the sacking numbers.
yeah. Especially because when
Uh,
we're up and these teams are passing, he should just be pinning his ears back and getting after the quarterback. I don't know. I was really paid specifics of like they're double teaming him or whatever.
yeah,
Um,
dude, they're like chipping him. They're like, the tight end chips him, and then the running back helps the fucking tackle, and
yeah.
he's getting so much attention back there. So to have Highsmith back is super helpful.
Very much so. And this will be his second game back. Again, shaking off the rust. And then of course we get so much pressure up the middle already too with Cam Hayward, Larry Ogunjobi, and Keanu Benton. I think our first sack last week was up the middle from Ogunjobi. So look for that as well. Again, we don't really blitz heavy. It's always the guys up front. At least this year. Maybe we're saving stuff, right? That's
Yeah,
been like one
no,
of our kind of not really complaints, just one thing we've noticed is we're not really blitzing, and our defense is honestly really simple. It's just that we have guys that are really good and they get to the ball.
yeah, no, yeah, dude, our defense is, we're consistently ranked like number one, honestly.
Yeah.
You know, and it's not off of like scheme, at least not primarily off of scheme. It's just like talent, bro. Like all over the field, we just have like great guys like Watt and Highsmith and Hayward. Obviously, like they're, if you look at like PFF grades, and I know we don't like PFF around here, they're just like consistently like top 5, right? They have the top 5 highest grades for, you know, passing or running defense and
Well,
stuff like that.
that one graphic that had best players against the run, and then that top 5, we had 3 guys at 3 different levels. Watt,
Yep.
pretty sure Hayward, and then Deshaun Elliott all the way back at safety. It speaks for itself, you know. Deshaun Elliott, we always bring him up every game because he's noticeable. You notice him on the field in a good way. Yeah,
dude, he's been a massive signing. Like,
yeah.
it sucks because we thought Elliott would kind of unlock Minka, but it seems like Elliott just took all of like the big playmaking abilities for himself.
Yeah,
and Minka hasn't really done much.
Yeah, hopefully Minka is just steady and he'll get going. That's one thing that worries me. There's been like no, basically, what's it called? Big plays out of Minka all year long, going back to that injury last year too. Maybe he unlocks at the end of the year going into the playoffs, but I mean, right now it's not like he's getting beat or anything, right? Just kind of hope he gets, an interception, a forced fumble, stuff like that. But yeah, Deshaun Elliott, he's doing everything, dude. Tackles for loss, just big hits up the middle. He has his picks too, his fumbles. But yeah, I'm ready for score predictions. Unless you have something else that you want to bring up.
No, I'm ready.
All right, let's do it. Week 8, Steelers versus Giants, Monday Night Football. Steelers, as of right now, Friday morning, -6, over under 36.5. How are we feeling?
Dang, so that's like what is that? That's like a 23-17, right?
I guess, yeah.
No, that's not.
No, that's 40, right? 23-17.
Yeah. 21-14.
I guess
2014.
2014 seems more like it, huh?
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
21-15.
Is that what you're saying?
Like,
Steelers 2014?
No, I'm trying to like figure out like, okay, what are the implied scores here?
All right, yeah.
It's like 21-15 Giants, or 21 Steelers, 15 for the Giants.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna take the over here. I don't know if we're gonna get like another like Fields type of game, honestly, where in the beginning of the year I think Tomlin was really content with like getting a lead and then just running out the clock.
Yeah.
I think he's trying to like I think he's gonna let Russ kind of do his thing, let the offense kind of hum. I think it's important to get like another one of those games under our belt where like the offense is really clicking. Just to like build up confidence in our guys, get like a rhythm going. I want to see the Steelers drop like at least 25, 24 points. I'm gonna take Steelers 24, Giants like let me say 13.
Wait, what was that again? My bad, I got it.
I'm gonna say Steelers 24, Giants 13.
All right. Yeah, I can see something like that again. I'm also taking the over. I'm gonna go Steelers 27, Giants 13 as well, I think. But I just added a field goal. But yeah, I do think we're gonna start hot a little early this time around. We're not gonna wait till the end of the second quarter to score a touchdown. Let's finally get some first quarter touchdowns. You know what I mean? What was that stat?
Yeah.
Like through the first 6 weeks, we have one first half touchdown or some shit.
I think it was like 13 points is the highest first half total for our team in like months.
And I'm fine with that, but the fact that touchdown was in the last minute on Sunday, and then again against the Raiders, we had a touchdown in the last minute. I think they were both off turnovers too. So yeah, let's get the offense humming early. I think that's the main goal. Jump up to a lead, and then you got guys like Cordell Patterson coming back, and then we have all those threats in the running game. Najee, Jalen Warren. Who's your anytime touchdown? We haven't really been doing this. Who do you got?
I'm gonna give it to Muth. I think he
Muth?
gets one today. I think just like we kind of made sure Pickens got one last week. You know, they were really feeding him, and Russ was putting a big emphasis. Russ passed up a couple of like better throws a few times.
And I guess my anytime touchdown, I think I'm gonna give it to Jalen Warren. I said we're probably gonna run the ball in that second half a lot. I can see Warren getting in the end zone finally this season. But yeah, that's gonna do it for us today, guys. Let's get into it. Week 8, 6-2 at the bye. I think that's where we wanted us to be, especially with this easy part of the schedule. Any other closing thoughts, dude?
Yeah, dude. If we're 6-2 at the bye, and then we can kind of split every other game and go like, 10 or 11-6, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we got 9 games after this, right? Yeah. 5-4.
Yeah.
Want to look at that?
Yeah, you want to be 5-4.
But yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Leave a rating on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. And yeah, peace out. Here we go, Steelers.